everyone, I'm Amanda Beanheisen. I'm an extension educator in Fayette County, and I'm going to go through Module 2 with you, which is Rules and Procedures. These 4-Hers work really hard on their projects year-round and are really excited to bring their projects to the fair and kind of showcase them to you. And it's your role as the judge to judge and evaluate those projects, see what they've learned, and make sure they're meeting all the guidelines for that specific project. So in the module, there are a couple different tips that we want to make sure that you guys remember. We want to make sure that the 4-Hers work meets the guidelines for that specific project. Some of the rules are pretty specific for whatever project they're in, so if they are doing woodworking, they need to make sure they're following those rules. And you can always ask the local extension educator, and they will have all the rules and or a handbook to give you as well. You can analyze the demonstration of proficiency of the project in front of you. So just see how well they've learned those skills and implemented it into those projects. You want to provide constructive feedback to those 4-Hers to improve their skills. You want to make sure, and one of the modules will talk about proper and poor communication, but you want to make sure that you're giving constructive and feedback that they can work on and improve over the years. You also want to provide positive feedback no matter if they didn't follow one of the guidelines and maybe they're not getting that blue ribbon, but you want to make sure you're giving them the positive feedback so they can continue to grow. And also you want to keep in mind the member's age and experience in those projects when you're evaluating them. You also want to help 4-Hers realize that they are achieving these skills and that there's something good about every exhibit. Maybe if they missed a guideline this year, it's something that they can work towards next year. And so it's just a learning experience. Keep in mind that each young person in each family is unique. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind when you're judging. And you are the role model for those 4-Hers that day. So make sure you are communicating well with them, providing constructive feedback, and just making an overall good experience for them. So the purpose of the rules is just to make sure that everybody is following the same guidelines and everybody is doing those up to the standards. A lot of the rules and procedures are very similar in each county, but you could ask the local extension educator because some of the rules might be a little different per projects. Now for the state fair, all those rules will be the same, so that's kind of something to keep in mind too, that no matter where you're at, the state fair rules will be the same. But it's always good to check with the local 4-H youth development extension educator for specific county rules as well. Guidelines to judging, usually contracts come out in late winter to early spring, and that's something that you kind of want to just keep in mind, that you don't want to be telling everybody what counties and what projects you're judging for. That could be a breach in contract in some situations, so make sure you're being okay with that. And then distinguishing between opinion and what follows the standard criteria is very important. For example, what we talked about in the Module 2 is if someone did like a horse and pony poster, for example, and they did their poster vertically instead of horizontally, that is not following the criteria that they need to do. So even if it is phenomenal and you think it needs to be grand champion, if they didn't follow those guidelines, you need to judge them accordingly. So make sure you're following the standard criteria for each project. So that concludes Module 2. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you.